Hey guys, I apologize in advance for being emotional. I just wanted to say that a few days ago we were at 40 subscribers for a long time, and this morning we passed 150, and I'm so thankful, and I appreciate all of you guys so much. And I just wanted to let you know that over the past few days I've been smiling a lot more thanks to you guys. So thank you so much, and I appreciate all of you so much. I'm gonna stop being emotional now so we can get right into the video. Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to find the 16th code for the 21 Pilots level of concern code game thing that's going on right now. But let's just get right into code 16 because this one is really cool. So let's just figure this one out together. Alright. So, for the 16th code, you are going to need to have already input the first 15 codes so that you can download Drive 15, which will then allow you to have access to USB 15. And I'm going to have those codes in the description in case you don't have them already. I also made other videos for a bunch of the codes. I think there's 12 up at this moment in time. I have a playlist on my channel. If you want to check that out, they're there all in order. Like I said, you're going to need to have USB 15, so the contents of that look like what I have on the screen here. And as you can see, we have a whole bunch of these video files with this kind of same pink flower. So what we're going to want to do is, if we kind of like watch a few first, we can see that this flower is like closing in some of them. So you can see it's like going down in this one, and in some of them it's opening. So like for example in this one, we can see that the flower is opening. So what we can get from this is that we know that all of these videos are cut up from like one video of a flower closing and then opening again. So what I did was I took all of these videos and I put them in like a video editor, and I moved them around until I had this continuous video of the flower closing and then opening again. And I'm gonna show you guys that. So this is the video that I compiled of the flower videos all in order. And you can see that it's gonna close continuously, and then it's still closing, or like wilting, I guess, and then you're gonna see that it's gonna start to kind of open up again. See, after shining is when it wilts, and then it starts to open, and then the flower opens up all the way again. Yes. So each of these video clips has a word. As we have seen on the flowers, the words have been changing. So we know, if we go back to the beginning, we know the first word is anxieties, and then it changes to extrovert, and then it changes to antiquities, etc., right? I wrote this in my journal, but I have a picture of it here on the screen. But this is the order of those words, right? So here we have anxieties, extrovert, antiquities, like we knew, and then I kind of filled in all of these: poverty, pianist, aspirin, prohibition, shining above, subversion, negotiate, gearbox, jigsaw, and operative. So, and then each of these words was from one of those video files. So here I just have the video file name. So this one was row.mp4, wrong.mp4, round.mp4, and those were all in that USB 15 again. Now that we have all of these in order, from the flower like wilting and then growing back again, we can start to find the code. So this code has to do with Roman numerals. So if we look at anxieties, and here I just capitalized each of the letters that was a Roman numeral. So if you guys aren't familiar with Roman numerals, I is equal to 1, X is equal to 10, V is equal to 5, and then if like a smaller number is, so if it's a bigger number and then a smaller number after, so like a V and then a 1, you add those. So it would be like V is 5 plus 1 is 6. But then if it would be like an I and then a V, you would subtract, so it would be a 1 and a 5, and then you do 5 minus 1 is 4. Anyway, so now that we know that for sure, we can start solving the code. So for the first word, we had anxieties, and here we have an X and 2 I's, and that gives us XII, which is equal to 12. And so for this code, the first 3 the first 3 characters were letters, followed by a bunch of numbers, and then we have 3 more letters. And my theory as to why this is I think that while the flower is open, it is, you want the code is made from letters, which is why it's open at the beginning of the video, and then it wilts, and then it opens again at the end. So that's why we have 3 letters here and 3 letters here. And while the flower is kind of facing down or wilted, the code is made from numbers. I don't really know if there's a reason to this, but that's kind of how I kind of associated the difference between letters and numbers. So for the ones where we have letters, we're going to have we know our Roman numeral here is equal to 12. So we're going to do the 12th letter of the alphabet is L. So that makes sense, right? Because our codes start with LOC. Next, the next one is going to be extrovert. So in extrovert, we have an X and a V. XV is equal to 15 because we're doing that 10 plus 5. And the 15th letter of the alphabet is O. So again, we're good, LO. Then we have antiquities. Antiquities has 3 I's in it, which is equal to 3. And the 3rd letter of the alphabet is C. So now that our flower is wilted, we are not going to be converting these Roman numerals to whatever letter of the alphabet they are. It's just going to be the Roman numeral is going to be the number of the code. So here, our next one is poverty. And in poverty, we have a V, which is equal to 5. So that is our next number of the code. Then in our next word is pianist. And again, these are the words that are written on the flowers from the video, if you recall, like this. So these words written here. So now we're on pianist, right? So for pianist, there are 2 I's. So we know our next character of the code or number is 2. Our next one is aspirin. Aspirin also has 2 I's, so we have 2 again. Our next word is prohibition, and this one has 3 I's, so our next number is 3. The next one is shining. This one also has 2 I's, so it's 2. The next one is above. This one has 1 V, and V is equal to 5, so our next number is 5. Then we have subversion. In subversion, we have VI in that order, so we have 5 plus 1 is 6. And then in our next one, negotiate, we have 1 I, and that is equal to 1. And now at this point, by gearbox, we see that the flower is opening again. So if we go back to the video and we kind of fast forward here, the flower is still kind of wilted here. And then by gearbox, you can see that the flowers, we can see like the middle of the flower again, it's opening again. Gearbox, jigsaw, and then it's finally totally open again at operative. So for these, we're going to do the same thing we did for the first 3 up here, is we're going to find the Roman numeral, and then we're going to find that number letter of the alphabet. Okay, so we have here, for gearbox, we have an X, and X is equal to 10, and the 10th letter of the alphabet is J. And then for jigsaw, we have 1 I, so the first letter of the alphabet is A. And finally, for operative, we have an IV, and since the I is before the V, we're going to do 5. V is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. And the 4th letter of the alphabet is D. One more thing that I wanted to touch on was kind of what kind of hints us toward the fact that we should be using Roman numerals to solve this code. So if we look at the names of these video files, we can see that a lot of these words are either related to Romans or to numbers, and Roman numbers are Roman numerals, as we know. So I have kind of some examples down here. So we have Roman calendar, Roman baths, roads, columns, forum. So I just kind of wanted to show this on Google, but like one of the big ones is like the Roman baths, right? The Roman baths are like a very famous like tour site and like historical site in England. And then also like Roman columns are a certain type of like design of columns that and then there's also like Roman roads are also a type of kind of road. So you can see like all these numbers, or all these words. There's also like Roman calendar was the calendar used by the Roman Kingdom and Republic. So these words are all kind of related to like Roman history and Romans, right? And then just some of the other words, if we go back to the picture here, related to numbers. So like atomic, irrational. So like atomic number, right? Like the number on the periodic table. The number of protons in the nucleus of an atom, right, is the atomic number. Like that's a very specific word that we always associate with number. Atomic, we think atomic number. And then same thing with like irrational numbers, right? Irrational numbers are the real numbers, which are not rational numbers, blah, 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 blah. Learned that in math class in high school at some point probably, right? So, these kind of things show, and then also if we go back, like wrong number, like if you call the wrong number, random number, like those sort of things, right? So we see that like these video files are related to Roman numbers, Roman numerals. So that kind of, I think, is why these video files are all named kind of different things and not named, I guess, the word that's on the flower in the video, right? Yeah, so that is all that I wanted to talk about for this video. Thank you for sticking to the end if you did. I'm going to be posting more of these code videos as I figure out the codes, if I can figure any more of them out, because they're getting really difficult now. But anyway, if you want to be notified when I post those videos, if I do, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified when I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have fun playing the 21 Pilots code game thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.